Hello and welcome back to another bloody good waffle. Yes, it's that time again, that time where I waffle any old bollocks into the camera for your listening pleasure. Now, it seems like it's been a lifetime since I last did a waffle. I believe the last one I did was in August, just before Vape Fest. And I've kind of been a little bit preoccupied. And plus the fact, sometimes I really have to be in the sort of mood to be able to do a waffle. Just 20 minutes of just pure bollocks. Nothing too dissimilar like my reviews anyway, but yeah, I have to be kind of in the right frame of mind, or I have to have something really interesting to talk about, or something funny that's happened, or maybe a rant, which I do have coming up today. Something happened over the weekend that has sparked me to want to do a waffle, and I'll get into that a bit later. So yeah, what's been going on? Well, I've got lots of stuff coming up actually. I've got some really nice mods to show you the next couple of weeks. First of all, what I've got here is the JMFD, which stands for the Jason motherfucking Dowling. Made by a pal of mine who's probably one of the most hardest working guys in the vape scene that I know in the States. He's the owner of Vape Dojo, makes mods, he does repairs and helps out all other modders as well. Great guy. And yeah, he's made his own little mod here, the JMFD. Great story behind why it's called the JMFD. Basically on social networking sites like Facebook and that, whenever Jason would turn up, everyone would call him Jason motherfucking Dowling. So he's incorporated that and called his mod the JMFD, which is a beautiful little thing here as well. Fantastically made is what I'd expect from Jason's work. Really nice and compact and small. It's even smaller than the Melody as well. It takes an 18650 DNA 40 chip at the moment. I don't know if there's any plans for an SXJ or whatnot, but fantastic, beautiful wood as well. Absolutely gorgeous bowls on this motherfucker. So yeah, I'll be reviewing this week. What else have I got? I've also got the Melody 26. This is a beast. It's a massive bastard. So you probably all know about the Melody. Lovely little mod. Very highly sought after, well respected mod as well. And now there's the 26650 version, which we've been waiting for since last December. I believe the list was put up with this, and he's obviously been fulfilling all the other lists that he put up, and yeah, finally got one a couple of weeks ago. Beautifully made. I mean, it's a step up from the actual 18650s. Well, my one anyway. I had one of the very first 18650s. We've now got a nice sort of media blasted sort of stainless steel ring that goes around the centre, the band. The wood is absolutely beautiful now. The cut is great. We now have the screws at the bottom rather than in the back of the plate itself of the band. Absolutely great, but it's big. It really is a big box. So, but yeah, beautiful all the same. I'll be reviewing that as well, taking a look at that, and also a bit late to the party on one of these. These came out quite a while ago. There's been a lot of reviews out, and that's the Rail box. They contacted me and said, would I like to take a look at one? And I was always interested in the Railbox, but I never got round to picking one up. I think other things sort of like came up. And, I've seen more and more people like them, and I saw a lot of them going up for sale, and I'd ummed and ahed over one, but then they contacted me and said, would I like to have a look at one and give it a review? And I thought, yeah, why not? And they've sent me one of their limited edition ones. I believe they've just got different plates on these. Now, you're probably familiar with the Railbox. If not, basically it takes DNA 40 chip and it houses the atomizer inside, and it uses this small rail system as well, so that you can use different size, say RDAs or RTAs inside. It takes a single 18650. It's almost like a billet box, but with an atomizer inside. So yeah, they sent me one of their limited edition ones. It just has different sort of covers on it than the actual main rail box, but yeah, it's quite cool. I kind of find this sort of like a pub mod. Do you know what I mean? It kind of feels like, you go out to the pub and take this with you. because you've got you can put a full-sized fucking huge Ubertoot in this, or your full-sized K-Funds in this, and blah blah blah, and you don't have to feel shameful that you've got this great big fucking atomizer sitting on top of, say, your small little box mod. So that's great. Finally the Ubertoot can be used in full mode, and I don't have to feel an absolute prick using it that way. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And I've also got, which I'm really ecstatic about, now I reviewed the Black Rose Evo last week. I've absolutely fallen in love with that mod. I've been using it nearly every day, just run out of battery actually, so I then switched to my JMFD, but really do like the Black Rose Evo, the 26650, and I was very lucky to secure myself an 18650 because I want to take a look at that as well. Heard lots about it, people have been talking about it. They actually got to hold one and stuff at Vape Summit in the US. Said it's one of the smallest, most compact sort of 18650 mods in that sort of style that they've seen, and so I really wanted to get hold of one, and luckily enough I've managed to buy one, so I'll be getting one of them hopefully this week to review for next week. But looks absolutely stunning. The Black Rose Evo, highly underrated at the moment, you know what I mean. It should have a lot more press. It's a really beautifully well made mod. It's up there definitely with the big boys, and I've really enjoyed using it. The wood on it is fantastic, the feel of it is fantastic. Yes, DNA 40, but 26650 DNA 40 for somebody like me that vapes at like 1.2 ohms with an RTA most of the time, it lasts me about fucking 3 days. So really ecstatic about that. Long pause for a vape. Beautiful. Mr. Chris Dunford of Dunford's E-Liquids, big shout out to him. Sent me a blue Geppetto drip tip to match my JMFD, which I'm really happy about. Suits it absolutely to the ground, even has the same sort of style and markings on it as my Jason motherfucking Dowling. So big thanks to that, Chris. That was really nice of you, mate. That's one thing I hate that, Like I said, I really praise the Black Rose Evo and the Black Roses that have always come out. It always gives you a drip tip to match your mod. You don't have to buy it separately and you don't have to hunt it down. It comes with the drip tip. And I love that, and I really think a lot more mod makers should do it, especially when they're working in stabilised wood. You get a beautiful wooden mod. It looks absolutely fantastic. And then you've got to fucking traipse around, and you don't have to, but you do. You want a drip tip to match. And, it's really difficult to find one that absolutely matches that mod unless it's cut from the same block. So I wish, if you're listening, mod makers, especially you stab wood guys, if you're making mods now, save that, just that little piece, get that drip tip made and throw it in. Most of your mods now are becoming like 500-600 quid. It's plenty of money to throw in a drip tip. You know what I'm saying? And it also make us go, yeah, that guy got me a drip tip, and save us the fucking hassle of traipsing through classifieds and want to buy ads and want to trade ads and mod trader and bloody good vaping sales and this, that and the other to try and find that fucking drip tip that matches my mod. You eventually do find them, but sometimes you got to pay 30-40 quid for it, or you find one that's just not quite right, and it'll bug the fucking life out of you, and you go back to your white Delrin or something like that. So yeah, message to you mod makers, you stab wood guys, just save a little piece of that block and make us a drip tip to match, and and throw it in with a bargain. We're already giving you a fucking monkey, you know what I mean? So throw a drip tip in there on the firm, and we'll love you a long time. So now I'm going to get into the thing that has caused me to do this waffle today. And if you're a member of my Facebook group, you probably know what I'm about to go into. Now, at the weekend, having a lovely weekend with my kids. Saturday morning, we're all sat downstairs in our pyjamas watching the TV. And my 5-year-old bowls into the room like a fucking narc detective. Like a copper, pretty much. Even had a copper's walk. And he held up an ego pen with a CE4 on top of it, and he went, Dad, I think Charlie's been vaping because I've just found this in his room. Now, Charlie's my 11-year-old son, right? Now, I look round at Charlie, and he's basically gone white. I mean, the blood just rushed out of this kid's body. I kind of, for once in my life, was lost for words. I was just sort of like, I thought there'd been a mix-up. I thought there'd been a mistake. I don't know why. I knew it weren't mine because it was a fucking ego with a CE4 on top of it. And I mean, I don't think I've ever owned one of them. I knew it weren't mine. I knew it weren't the wives. But I've had friends stay, do you know what I mean? And some of them have had e-cigs before and stuff like that. So my mind straight away went, well, who's fucking left that? Who's dropped that? Who's left that in my kitchen? I'm going to kill someone. But then I've grabbed hold of it and I've pressed it and it was fully charged, you know. And also it still had a little bit of liquid in it and the liquid looked clear, it looked fresh. So I kind of then realised it definitely is. You know, my 5-year-old's still standing there, you know, like fucking an arc. And Charlie's just looking at me and you can see the fear, right? So I've grabbed hold of it and I've gone to him, now you need to tell me the truth. You need to absolutely tell me the truth. And I've gone, where did you get this from? Is this yours? And he's gone, yeah, Dad, it's mine. And I've gone, where the hell did you get it from? And then he's pointed at his 14-year-old brother and he went, he got me it. So the plot fucking thickens, right? So then I've turned round to my 14-year-old and I've gone, what the hell? What? So have you got one as well? Have you got one? And he's basically gone, yeah, I've got one as well, right? Oh, to cut a long story short now, he's gone and got me his, and I've got him sitting there on the table. And my first reaction, of course, is, where did you get this from? And he turned round to me and he said, I got it from that little shop in Lunwood, which is a town literally a mile or 2 miles away from where I live. And I went, well, you've got it. Now, my instant reaction again is, who's gone and got you it? Who's gone in and bought it? And he's gone, no, I've gone in and I've bought it, right? He's just literally turning 14 next month in December, and he looks it. Don't get me, you know what I mean? He might have the tiny little bum fluff, but it's like that wispy blonde shit. You know what I mean? He looks 14. There's no doubt about it. So my nut's gone. Now, I've announced it on my Facebook group because, you know, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have kept it in-house, but my absolute nut went. So I've announced it as a nutty parent on my group, and obviously the group went in uproar, and that's fair enough, and God bless them for it. And I've discovered the group that this shop owns. So we've bombarded this group, you know, before I've even had any evidence, which is a bit wrong. But this isn't, you know, the only time I've heard about this, to be honest. I've heard lots and lots of little rumours about the local kids buying their e-cigs and stuff from this shop. So, you know, it kind of didn't take a genius that this was going on with all the like information I've heard and that. So I've bombarded this group and they said, look, and somebody answered and went, we've never sold to underage kids. It's obviously been a mix up. Come in and see somebody. Now I've spoke to my kid and I've said, who sold you it? And he went, oh, there's the guy who owns it and his name's Sean. And he knew the geezer's name on first name terms. He knew the geezer's name. And then this person on the Facebook group said, come in and speak to Sean. So, you know, it don't take fucking Sherlock Holmes to work out what's gone on. Anyway, I've basically waltzed my 14-year-old into the shop. The geezer knew who I was from the moment I walked in. And as I'm actually standing in there, he's dealing with a customer. And 2 kids have tried to come in. And he's basically gone, give us a few minutes, would you? Give us a few minutes. And the kids have gone and stood outside. So, you know, once again, that don't look fucking too good for you, Sean. So, as the customers left, I waited before this till this customer left. I looked at him and I went, you know why I'm here, don't you? And he's gone, are you Darren or Damien? I've gone, it's Damien. Yeah. And he went, yeah, I know why you're here. And I've gone, well, basically I found these and I fucking held the egos up, right, in my kids' room today. And they have told me they have bought them from here and from you. Now, you could see his bum has gone a little bit here. You know, he's caught fucking banker rights. I'm standing there literally almost frothing at the fucking mouth, to be honest. And he's gone, oh, well, no, are you sure you've bought them from here? And even my kid, right, now he's already admitted that he's bought one for his 11-year-old brother, which, I tell you what, is a piss take, and I was fucking well annoyed about it, right? So he's already admitted the worst thing possible he could have done, which is, you know, buy one for his 11-year-old brother. We've all been 13, pushing 14. We've all had a sneaky fag. That's the sort of age you start dipping your feet in the fucking naughty water, innit, right? But never have I ever done anything for me little brother or anything naughty like that, especially to 11-year-old. So he's proper pissed me off with that one. But he's already admitted the worst thing he could have done. So he ain't lying about that he's bought it off this geezer. He's bought it out of this shop, right? He ain't lying at all. And he ain't denying it, the geezer behind the counter. He's kind of pussyfooting around it. He's gone sort of like, oh, right, so you bought it off me. Oh, when did you come in with somebody else? And my kid's gone, yeah, I've come in with John. And he's gone, oh, right, John. And I've gone, yeah, but John's fucking 13 and all. And he's gone, oh, is he? Because there's a kid who's like 16. And I went, he don't hang around with those 16-year-olds. He don't. So he's trying to pussyfoot around it. He's then trying to tell me that one kid's got permission from his mum to come in and buy it, and he's 13. Eh? Fucking brain on this geezer. And also then trying to tell me some story about a 13-year-old kid who makes his e-juice, which had nothing to do with the price of fish, right? So he's just trying to pussyfoot a way around it. Next thing I know, his fucking family have come, his wife's come in and his son's come in, standing there. So I'm in the middle of all these guys, but I don't give a fuck who's coming in. I'm mad, right? I've then pointed out the fucking legislation and that from the beginning of October, he ain't allowed to sell to anybody under the age of 18, or if they look under 25, I think it is. Excuse me. So I've reminded him that, and he went, oh no, I know that. And I went, well, you obviously fucking don't, do you? Because you've been selling it to kids. And these ain't the only kids who've been buying them from here. You know, there's a couple of members of my Facebook group that went and searched their kids' rooms after I announced this, who live in my area, found fucking e-cigs, and they have also come from this guy's shop. So me nut's going in the fucking shop. I'm basically telling him he needs to stop, or I'm going to report him, or I'm going to fucking bring the fury of fucking Facebook down on this geezer, because they'd already bombarded his group and kept it going throughout the night. I think he had like 300 people join his group just to bombard him. But he's looking at, I've thrown the fucking pens over the counter at him. He's looking at them going, yeah, these do look like they were on here. His son's then gone, when did this happen to Tyler, right? And Tyler's gone, I bought them 2 weeks ago. And then the kids try to go, oh, weren't you on holiday 2 weeks ago, Dad? And he's going, yeah, I think I was on holiday. And Tyler's gone, I bought them from you. I also bought you some e-juice from you, Mr. Vapor e-juice. And the guy's gone, oh, all right, are you sure it was me? And yeah, it's him. And me nuts fucking going. I said, listen, stop fucking trying to lie out of it. You've done it, right? You've broken the law. You've also broken a lot of moral fucking laws here in my eyes. Behave yourself now, or I'm going to do my utmost in my power to fucking shut this place down, right? I said, I will do you a deal now. I will fucking stop attacking this company online. I will also not fucking report you if you promise never, ever to sell to anyone under the age of 18. And I'll tell you what, they need to look as if they're fucking my age before you even fucking think to not ask them for ID. So after about 20 minutes in here of me ranting, we've ended up shaking hands. He's promised never to fucking do it again. I've banned my own kids from his shop. I said he's not even allowed to fucking come in here from a can of Coke. Because there's all fucking toys and games and activity pads and crisps and drinks and sweets and bubblegum machines outside. And then the back fucking shelf is full of fucking vaping equipment. I mean, if that's not fucking disgusting, I do not know. I mean, trading standards do need to know. And I'm still not too sure whether I'm going to report him yet or not. I'm going to keep an eye on the fucking place. I'm telling you that, right? So, took my kids home. Grounded for life. It's fucking life they're grounded for. Not really, but you know what I mean. They are going to have a couple of weeks grounding. I've explained to them what vaping is all about. It's for smokers. It's for addicted smokers from that generation to come off smoking. You know, we bring our nick levels down, and eventually, if we are lucky, we will no longer need any nicotine products whatsoever. And I've explained this to them. Now, it did go up in my group, and there was a lot of comments as well from a few people, which did piss me off a little bit, to be honest. The most common one was, at least it weren't a pack of fags. Right? What utter shit. What utter fucking shit. I would rather it was nothing. I would rather it was nothing. Do you know, I would rather I'd fucking found a porno mag in there, for crying out loud, okay? I don't care it wasn't a pack of fags. I'm not relieved it wasn't a pack of fags and it was vaping equipment. This is an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old, right? And that weren't my main concern. My main concern was the fucking shop, was this fucking high street shop. Not a fucking market tradesman, mate, with no teeth and a fucking brown leather jacket on, giving it fucking e-cigs for free, right? It was a high street shop. you know, who has a responsibility, who are out in the open, who are selling nicotine-related products to fucking children, you know. And some of these people are going, well, you know, when I was a kid, I did this, I did that. You're missing the point. I understand what kids do. They will try and do it. This stuff looks cool, right? I get it, you know. I took a bit of a blow over this as well because my son pointed out that some of his friends had been watching my reviews, which also was a massive kick to my bollocks. Massive kick to my bollocks. You know, and like I said, it did question at that time whether I was going to continue reviewing. Because, you know, when your kid says something like that, you blame yourself for everything. You know, it's my fault that every child under the age of 18 is vaping now. It's my fault because I glorify this shit. You know, do we make it look fun? We make it look interesting. The mods look cool. There's different blue colours and fucking this, that and the other. Is this my fault? And then I've thought about it, to be honest, and no, it isn't my fault. It's these fucking cowboy monkey cunts selling them to kids. It's their fucking fault. You know, yeah, kids are going to be able to do it. They're going to be, maybe there's parents out there buying for their kids and go, oh, I just want to get him off smoking. You know, he's been smoking for like 5 weeks, so he's addicted, so I've got him some fucking e-cigs. No, you know, that's just as fucking dirty. What's the matter with you? You can't tell me your kid's been smoking fucking 6 months and all of a sudden you've got to fucking patch him all over his fucking face. No. Educate your fucking kids. But these fucking dirty shop owners that are trying to make a quick buck and selling them to kids, you know, I think it's fucking ridiculous. You know, we've got a good thing here for this generation and for the generation above mine to be able to finally stop fucking smoking, to be able to finally, maybe, have a chance to live a little bit longer. But we now have these fucking idiots on these high street shop fronts or on the market stalls with the fucking suitcase selling it to the kids, which threatens everything. You know, it's already fucked it, you know what I mean? That's the biggest fucking thing they've got at us, you know what I mean? Oh, it's inviting to kids, do you know what I mean? You go into a fucking sweet shop, there's bubble gums, there's fruit pastels, oh, and there's fucking orange or cherry pop flavoured e-liquid. It don't take a fucking genius that that's going to be enticing to kids, you know. So, I mean, I've got to take a little few steps on this. I'm going to be, as of today, all my videos are going to be age restricted. Now, it's not really going to be able to achieve much because a kid can just fucking log into YouTube under a false name, you know, under a false age and blah, 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 blah. But at least I'm going to try something there, you know. I'm not going to stop because, you know, there's videos on YouTube of fucking people getting murdered and, you know, people watch them and they don't go out and murder people, hopefully Christ, you know, and that ain't my fault. You know what I mean? There's videos on there of all sorts of shit. It doesn't mean that because they're watching that, they're going to go and do it. It's a bit different with my kids, I suppose, because his mates are watching it and that's his old man. So to me, it's a little bit, you know. But, I mean, it's a fucking unbelievable thing that this guy is standing there blatantly selling this shit to kids in a store that's basically providing everything they've got for kids. You know, we've got sweets, we've got drinks, we've got games, we've got everything, and then we've got fucking nicotine-based products, you know. And I'm telling you, this ain't the only fucking guy in this country doing it. You know, there's loads of them, and I think it's an absolute fucking disgrace. Absolute disgrace. I had one guy comment on my Facebook group, and lucky I didn't ban your fucking ass, right? Going, well, who fault do you think this is? Who do you think they look up to? Who do you think they do it? And who do you think they, you know, and why do you think they do? Well, I'll tell you, I don't give a fuck, you know, I drink and all, I have a beer, right? That doesn't mean because so I've got to now stop having a beer because my kid might fucking go, well, Dad's had a beer at fucking Christmas, I'm having a beer at Christmas. You know what I mean? Absolute bollocks. To tell you the truth, I don't care if the kids do, it is my fault. This geezer sold it to them, right? I don't supply my kids with any of this shit. It's all upstairs away from my children. They don't fucking get their hands on none of it, you know. This guy sold it to them, right? Whether they fucking look up to me and fucking go, oh, I like that box more, I want one. They ain't fucking getting their hands on it. Do you know what I mean? Just the same as they ain't driving me fucking car, you know. But this fucking guy sold it to them. They're the ones at fucking fault, you know. Too many of them fucking about. Too many of these fucking high street cowboy fuckers selling to children. And, you know, it's fucking gonna destroy everything that we've done, you know. And it technically already has. Like I said, it's the ammunition they needed, and yet these fucking geezers are still at it, trying to get as much money as they want. I mean, we looked on his Facebook group the other day. He's driving at 70 mile an hour, taking a picture of a bottle of fucking Robinson's juice on his fucking steering wheel, giving it 500 mil Robinsons, 50p for 3. 70 mile an hour, phone, bottle of fucking juice, bottle of fucking squash, advertising it on his Facebook group. I think somebody underneath went, "You are a special kind of fucking dumb." Yeah, you are, Sean. A special kind of fucking dumb, mate. You know. So, I thought I wanted to get a lot of that off my chest. You know, it really been fucking... It's been a big part of my weekend. You know, the drama has been huge in the house. I cannot blame the kids. The one thing I'm pissed mainly at my oldest for is for buying his 11-year-old brother one. I mean, that took the piss. I'm also pissed off they got caught. But no, I'm obviously upset that they've tried it, but kids are going to be kids. They're going to try this shit. The best thing we can do is try and talk them out of it, sit them down, tell them it ain't fucking good for them. But it's these buggers that are selling it to them. They're the fucking problem. And, you know, I'm gonna be a lot more mindful for these people now. And I tell you, I find them, I'm going to fucking come down on them like I did this geezer. I ain't going to let it slip. This is something I feel very strongly about. You know, I was allowed to do whatever I wanted as a kid. And to be honest, it fucked a lot of my life up. It did, because, you know, I took things too far, ended up getting in a lot of trouble, proper rebel without a clue, me, growing up, teenage years and early 20s, because it was turned a blind eye to, you know, because it weren't such a big deal. Oh, if he's going to smoke, he's going to smoke. Oh, if he's going to drink, he's going to drink. Oh, if he's going to do drugs, he's going to do drugs. And if you're allowed to do all that with no really repercussions or anyone sitting you down and actually giving a shit, it just spirals out of control. So, you know, I'm going to do my best to deter my kids from any of this shit, educate them, and if necessary, ground them for fucking ever. But, you know, it's these other fucking idiots like that guy selling them to kids that's just, it's nasty. You know, it's nasty. But yeah, there you go. I've got it off. I don't know how long that was. That was probably one of my longest rants in the history of... you can imagine what my kids got. That was nothing compared to what my kids got. But yeah, real shock to me this weekend. You know, put a lot of things in perspective. Really had to sit down and try and work out whether I wanted to keep reviewing because of what his mates, they were watching my reviews. I thought, fuck, it's my fault. It's all my fault. You do feel that way, I suppose, as a parent. When anything kind of goes wrong, you kind of go, is it my fault? It's all down to me. But then after a real sensible think about it, I thought, no, it's that geezer's fault. You know, kids will try and get away with it, but you just don't feed it. You know, be mature, have some fucking set of morals. Do you know what I mean? Just, you know, obviously his shop is big business with these kids because, you know, that's the place they can get them from. I mean, Tyler's told me all his mates are vaping. You know, loads of them are vaping. They've all got the same pens. One of his mates was caught by his parents and he went to me, Dad, he had a fucking Sagelli. I was like, God, sell some shit in that shop. But, you know, it's absolutely disgusting. Boys and kids will be kids, you know, but they don't need anybody there fucking going, here you go, opening the doors and letting it happen. You know, really disgusting. But there you go. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me know in your comments. Did I go too far? Have I not gone far enough? You know, don't get me wrong. I wanted to go in there and punch fuck out the geezer. I really did. But what's that going to solve? It's just going to end up me getting nicked. And that, you know, I'm even worse in teaching my son that violence is the fucking answer. So, you know, so I had to keep it inside and I had to do it as restrained as I possibly could. Was I too soft? Was I too hard? I don't know. But, you know, what are your kids doing? You know, go check their rooms. You know, are they fucking vaping? If you're a vapor and you do vape around your kids, you know, I get a lot of people going, I don't vape around my kids. Well, I do. All right, I'm sorry. I do. I need me nicotine, whatever. But, you know, sue me. It's just one of those things. But, you know, are you a vapor? Have you got 13, 14, 15-year-olds? Are they sneaking a vape? I don't know. Maybe it's time to have a look and then find out who the fuck is selling it to them. You know, shut this shit down. But anyway, let's move on from there. I'm going to take a vape. At least I know if I ever run out of something, I'm probably going to tap them up. Too soon? Maybe. Anyway, let's end on a lighter note, shall we? I've got some right nasty juice here. Now, I put a post up a couple of weeks ago. It was. I wanted to do a waffle again. This was before this shit happened, so it was probably going to be a lot light-hearted and a lot funnier. But you know, shit happens. Anyone got any real dank, dirty, nasty something that could possibly make me puke? And the lovely Faye and Rob from my Facebook group sent me Fish Key North Shield Special. Take your time and savour. It's a developer. Faye, kiss. So it's fish. It's not crab. It's not crab's legs. It's fish. I haven't even opened this up to smell this yet. I've just set up my Snapdragon. It will be fucking sterilised afterwards, don't worry. But, you know, if you're going to do it in style. Single coil. I'm not that stupid. 24 gauge, about 6 wraps, 0.6. And it smells like fish pie. Oh, it smells like fish pie. So let's try Fish Key. Oh, that's thick, and oh, that's thick and yellow. Thick and yellow. Come on. Let's turn my wattage up. Let's go 25. Oh, fish pie. But like school fish pie. Fucking school fish pie. Let's get me a single arrow on the firm. Let's do it. School fish pie. Fish Key. North Shield Special. Let's do it. Fuck me. Oh, it tastes old. Tastes old. And I nearly went to puke then. All went round the back of my throat. It felt like... Anyone watched I'm a Celebrity the other night with the octopus? Before they cooked it, I just had that image go through my fucking head as I vaped that then, and I nearly yacked. Oh God, it's fucking horrible. Fish pie. I'm sure there's a hint of pastry in there with it as well, like soft pastry, you know. Like the top layer's a bit squishy. Let's try another little. It's horrible. You could have vaped that for fun. Don't know why they make this shit. Right for me, I suppose. See if they can get me the yak. I nearly did then, but I think it was because of the octopus image. There's something else in there. What is that? I can't put my finger on it. Oh, yeah, like schoolboy fish pie. I went to one of them private schools though where you had your set dinners and it was always just mash and a beaker of water and some weird stew or some weird fish fucking pie or some weird fucking semolina shit. It was nasty. It's probably why I eat so much fast food now, you know. It tastes good. Not as bad as some. Not as bad as crab. Not as bad as crab juice. But it ain't nice. There's a taste. There's a flavour in there. I can't work out what the fuck that is. I have to find out what's actually in it. Fucking piss for all I know. I can't work out what that is. It's fucking horrible. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Rob. No chunder. Came close on the second inhale. Headache. But yeah, Fish Key, North Shield Special. Avoid like the plague. Oh, God. So I think that wraps things up. You know, I had to get a few things off my chest. Sorry about that. But once again, it's an interesting discussion. You know, I'm sure some people are going to say, well, you know, I much prefer my kids to vape than smoke and all that jazz. You know, obviously, hopefully everyone condemns anybody selling these products to children, to minors. But yeah, you know, I can see the argument. You know, I'm glad it's not a pack of fags, but I'd rather it was neither. You know, and for all the people in the fucking world, the geezer had to sell them to my kids. Dickhead. Absolute dickhead. You know, definitely, you know, didn't mind frog marching my kid in there at all. And I'd do it again and again and again. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully I'll see you in the week with a... Oh, let's get that taste out of my mouth. That's a bloody good custard, that. Bloody good custard. Yeah, I will see you in the week with some of these reviews. And, you know, most importantly... have a good Black Friday coming up Friday. Don't go too fucking mental, you know what I mean? Get the shit online. Don't go out and start fucking tearing each other's fucking arseholes off, you know. Have a good one, and most importantly, stay safe.